So this video is going to be uncut. Sorry for the lighting, but I'm basically going to be talking about how I made 1K, my first ever 1K. So let's hop in. Now, I remember it was like 2020 and everyone was talking about SMMA. So I didn't have any capital at the time and I thought you needed capital. So what I did was I waited until 2023, 2024. I turned 18, I got my trust fund, and that's when I built my business. Now, I bought a course that was made in 2018. If you buy some course that in 2023 that's made in 2018, all the stuff on it are outdated. And I bought this as soon as I got my money. It was 800, and I was learning and learning and learning, but then eventually nothing worked out simply because the stuff that they teach you is outdated. They were telling me to do cold calls and they were giving me scripts for the cold calls, which simply just did not work anymore. I was doing the cold calls, the people would answer and say, "We've heard this before multiple times." The scripts for the DMs wasn't working, everything like that was not working at all. Now, I tried it for 6 months. I kept on changing niche and I did all of those things, which did not work at all. Like I said, it was only after those 6 months which I decided, okay, let me find someone where I'm based, which is in the UK. And instead of buying a course, let me find a mentorship. So I paid £500 for a mentorship. It did take some courage since I only had around £700 in my account then. So, yep, I put 500 down and I'm telling you, it was the best investment I've ever made. Simply because when you have little money in your account, you work a lot harder compared to someone with a lot of money. Now, you might say you work really hard when you have a lot of money, but based on statistics, that's really not going to happen. So, yeah, I got my mentorship, started learning everything from him. He was telling me that I needed to record my cold calls. He was giving me scripts to do my cold calls and so on. It was only after like those 6 months. The reason I say I made my first K in 6 months was really because of that first investment I made. If I had kind of just bought the mentorship straight away, I would have made a K in 2 weeks, right? And you're probably thinking, well, this is not real. He's probably just lying about making a K, but I actually have proof to back it up. I might show a screenshot or something if I could log in. I'm not going to try now, but in the next video, I'll definitely do it. Um, but yeah, like it's not that hard to make 1K online. You just need to learn from someone that's actually done it before. And even if they have done it before, they've done it recently. They haven't done it in 2018 where you can just say, oh, yeah, I'll learn from that person. Because I've actually done it in 2024 and in the later year of 2024 going into 2025. So I don't want to hear no one say like, "Oh, you can't make 1K online. You can't make any money online because that's fake." Money online is just like starting any other business. Starting a marketing agency, starting a store is like starting a store outside. You just start share out marketing. Now, what happened then was I signed my first client from that marketing agency within 2 weeks. I was working with construction companies, very good customers, by the way, to work for. The only fact is that they do use a lot of referral, but it's something you can get over with. Now, after I've done that, what I did was I actually invested in Facebook ads. Now, the reason I'm telling you focus on making your first K is because realistically, that's all you need to invest in Facebook ads, and you can push it, scale it to 4 or 5K. Remember, people that say they make 10K a month in this day and age don't make it from just cold calling or cold DMs. You need some proof of concept. Now, you could make it through referrals, but realistically, the results you're going to see with your first client, they're not going to be amazing to the point where he'll recommend you to other people simply because you're still shit and you're just learning. Now, yeah, like I said, for me, it was kind of hard because I was waking up at 5 a.m. I was doing all that, but I just did not need to do that to achieve money. Remember, you don't need all these crazy routines to make money. I hate when people say you need to wake up early, do all of this. All you need is your laptop and hard work and a phone to call and take sales calls. Now, with me, I used Calendly to take my sales calls, and that kind of guided me on what I was doing. So after that, I'll show them the before and after, and then I closed it straight away rather than in my old course that I bought for $800, which was more. It actually told me just show them like a presentation, which doesn't work because I haven't got any experience from past people, and I could lie about it, but when you lie about something, people can tell you're lying. So I would rather do it the correct way and show them, look, I'm a beginner, no experience, but I'll show you what you're missing out on. And that's what converted me that sell. I remember waking up in the morning, 1K on my Stripe balance, and it was really like an amazing feeling. Now, I say 1K, but realistically, I made 970, like £2, and that was because Shopify do have a fee. Not Shopify, sorry. The thing have a fee. So yeah, like that's just how it is. And yeah, I mean, it wasn't really that hard to be honest. Of course, I was doing 100 cold calls every day, and that 100 dials, so 30 people picked up, but that kind of led me to how I made my first K. So if you want to make your first K, all you need is a bit of hard work and dedication, and you'll reach it easily within 2 weeks, 1 week. Some people do it in 1 week. I was not bothered enough, to be honest. So I was like, 2 weeks is fine, 100 calls a day. If you want it for a week, you have to do 200 calls a day, which is actually crazy work. But yeah, if you can do it, good on you. And remember, anyone can actually make money online. It's not like something which is kind of crazy now.